All right. I know this is a little different, but I just wanted to do something unique for today, and I don't know. I'm hoping that it runs fine. I mean, kind of looks like it is for the most part. We'll see. And if we get this done a little bit too fast, we can just go to Sims, because I do have an idea we can do there. So yeah. So pretty much, this is Merge Dragons. This is Arcadia. If I remember, I don't know the names. And this is what I got so far. We're gonna be opening all of these, trying to organize, and see if we can get any more land unlocked. This would probably be so much better if there were no actual dragons here, but there are. And they just constantly move because there's nothing for them to do. Can't really do anything about that. But yeah. Am I already regretting this? I think I am. But can't do anything about that. So let's just start. So I guess the goal is, the real big goal, besides getting like more land, is I see like there's two of these. This one right here that I'm clicking on. I need one more of them to get the final like level 13. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I just need one more of them so I can get this. And then I can get rid of all the other ones. I just don't want to do that yet, just in case. Honestly, so it's those things. These, what are these called? Towers. And the fountain over here. I hate these things with a burning passion because they just take up space. And you don't have that much space here. Like, if we get rid of them, if we could move these, and if we could just get, like, put the dragons away or something. I mean, it's my fault. I shouldn't have clicked on them, but I did anyway. But still, it's just like... Or there should be like some kind of storage system or something here. But, alright, so let us... And I, as you can see, I kind of have it organized a little bit. Like I have, at least, I'm trying to have everything together. Yeah, I can actually... Yeah, let me just do that real quick. Alright, there we go. So... And, if I accidentally miss something, I'm gonna miss stuff. I know that. Okay... It's lagging a little bit. I'm gonna have to be a little more careful than normal if I do want to actually get as much as I can out of this. So put you there. Oh, actually, you can go there. Depending on how this works, we might... I mean, I can deal with it for now, but I don't know how bad it's going to get. Might have to go to Sims a little bit earlier, which is fine. My idea for that is I'm going to build my... I'm going to build my childhood home. Very basic version of it. And then, what did I say? Oh, here we go. And then I'm going to be like, oh, pretend that, an extensive renovation and kind of fix it up. But you know, I'm not gonna put any furniture. At least the first part, obviously, because I'm gonna just get rid of it. But I see what the hard part about this is. I have to really think, because normally if it's just me, I could kind of, I don't have to talk. I can just kind of focus on like what I need and what I need to find. But here, because I'm talking, it's a little harder to do. But hey, it's good practice. I know my multitasking skills have gone just out the door at this point. So get that. And if I remember, what are you? I think you're level. So all of these go up to level 4, and like you know the goal. I guess the goal is you want to get 5 level 4s, and then you get like a really big thing. Like see right here, like these are level 4s, so I just need 1 more of them. So I need 1 more of this, 1 more of that. You know, just goes up and up, and then you get 2 big things, and that's what gives you like the big items. I lost my, there we go. Yeah, it is definitely laggy, but we'll deal with it. That's how you get like these big items. I stopped playing this thing for a while, this mode, because I got really just screwed over. I got, at one point I had about, here actually I'll show you. So not just, let's see that's the 4, and then I can get 2 of these, and they're the big things that give you the big items. I collected enough where I could get, not this one in specific, sorry. But I had like 15 of like level 5s. It gave me, I already had one of these level 12 tree things. It gave me another one, but it just would not give me the 3rd one. And it's very, and it wouldn't give me anything close to it. And I was like, if you just would have given me that, I would have been over that, and we would have so much more space. But you know, what can you do? And besides complain about it. Okay. I didn't think it, no, that's a lie. Let's be honest. I'm going to, all right, let's see if that makes it any kind of better. Take that. This is all just one thing. So at least it's not, because I noticed sometimes like stuff I do, it just takes, it doesn't take as long as I thought, and then I'm like just kind of like stuck where it's like, oh, I didn't plan anything else. This kind of, I mean, it's like the lag helps because it kind of stretches it out a little bit, but then I know people just don't want to see the, you know, lag. They want to see good. Okay, this isn't good, quote unquote, gameplay, to be honest, but I mean, this is something to do. It's like, you know, chatting. See, this is the part that really annoys me because I have to think, I have to look. I'm like, did I move that? Did I get everything? Am I okay to actually do the next thing? Or is that a bad idea? Okay. So, but you're right there, you're right there. Oh, put you right here, you right here. So I guess while we're doing this, I can talk about let's talk about Glee. Why not? Glee's a good show. It's insane. It's a good show. Oh, take a look at that. There we go. And then we got more of those, which is always lovely because, you know, you think you're merging stuff to get more room, but in fact, you're merging stuff to get less room. And that's the fun of it, I think. So Glee, surprisingly, and it's one of those things, I only watched it once all the way through, and it's not because I didn't like it. It's actually like probably my favorite show of all time. For many reasons. It's one of those things, it's kind of like, and other games like Dragon Age kind of fall into this, where I saw it once and I retained it so well that if I watch it again, it just, I was like, I already know what's gonna happen. And for some reason, some games, or like some, I guess media really doesn't work with me in that regard, where like, you know, like The Nanny or Golden Girls, I can watch that repeatedly. And like Little House on the Prairie, but that's a longer, like bigger show, so you kind of, oh my god, I am so sorry. I got a little too emotional about The Nanny. Anyway, again, sorry. I can just, you know, it's like I can watch that stuff and it's always just fun. But with Glee, it's like I already know the beats is gonna hit, and for some reason it just, I get bored with it, and not bored, but it's like it doesn't excite me. And then with like with Dragon Age, it's kind of like the same thing, where it was like it was super special and magical the first time, but then the second time, that magic just isn't there. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just in a, you know, it's one of the things where you just can't capture the magic. I don't know, whatever. So I knew about Glee for a little bit, but I didn't actually watch it until I'm sorry. I didn't actually watch until near the end of the first season, because my dad, out of all people, actually was watching it first, and he was like, "Hey, there's gonna be a Lady Gaga episode," and I was like, "Oh, okay." So I watched it, and then for a little bit, it was something that me and him would watch, and then eventually, I think I got a little too, like, I guess, gay for him. I don't know exactly, or I think he was just he's kind of got bored with it. And then I started watching it. And like literally it would be like every single, oh my goodness, where am I going? What's going on here? Every single week I would be on YouTube listening to the songs, getting the songs, and just like, you know. And then like when the season was over, I would be so disappointed because I'm like, great, now my music library is not going to be updated for months. Because literally there was a time where I only got Glee songs. Like I mean, I think no, I probably got other songs as well, but like Glee was the mainstay by far. So looking back, season 1 was okay. I feel like it took them a while to get their footing, a little more than normal. They had some good stuff. I guess if I want to say my controversial opinions about season 1, we'll do that. We'll do controversial opinions, I think, or if I can figure them out. I know a lot of people don't like it, but Quinn's cover of "It's a Man's World," I honestly think, and crucify me, it's one of the better covers in the series. She really sings it. I think it's really good. I mean, yes, it is a little weird that she's singing it with a bunch of while she's pregnant, a bunch of pregnant ladies are behind her doing backup dancing. But it's it's Glee. I mean, were you coming in expecting something normal? If you were, that's your fault, not my fault. Don't blame me. Oh, okay. Move you. I guess my other controversial opinion would be, I think. Now, I'm saying this as somebody who I like Kurt. I do. He's fine. I think one of my favorite covers from him is "A House Is Not a Home." I think that's a beautiful cover, especially near the end. It's one of my favorite things. And it's especially, I feel like in the Glee fandom, there's people don't talk about this enough because it happened to Finn, and a lot of people just don't like Finn because of stuff he's done. But they do it in a way that kind of, I don't want to say gives a pass to other people, but it's no, we still need to address this. And it's during the first season, Kurt had this huge crush on Finn. And Finn, Kurt is gay, obviously. I mean, that's just, I don't, obviously. And Finn isn't. So, what does Kurt do? Kurt gets his dad, who is widowed, and Finn's mom, who is widowed, or widowed, they both lost their spouse, whatever. He gets them together, and he starts then they start dating, and in the long run, that is the most healthy relationship in this show, and it's an amazing relationship, and I think it's something that everybody needs to strive for. But literally, they got together because Kurt wanted Finn, and we don't know what that was gonna end. I guess Kurt was to the point where he was incest for the wincest. I don't know. But eventually, and it is actually during the Lady Gaga episode. Finn finally gets fed up with it, and he kind of lashes out at Kurt. And he doesn't call Kurt he doesn't say the F word, but they their families already moved in together, and there's this lamp, which I will admit, looking back, the only way to describe what that lamp looks like is using the F slur. It was an ugly lamp. And Finn and Kurt get into a little argument, and Finn calls he calls that word to the lamp. I forget. I know there's more context to it. I think he was. I think for Finn, I think it was more like, I don't know if he understood what was exactly going on, to be honest. But to me, it kind of felt like he was upset with everything changing and Kurt like changing so much. Because like Kurt was definitely trying to. Like, it was also, you could kind of feel like he was trying to take over. So I think that was also a part of it. But Bert, see, great. Kurt's dad overhears and basically goes off on Finn and is like, well, if you can't accept my son, then maybe we should, I shouldn't be dating your mom and like other stuff, and like, you know, really putting the mom and dad's relationship in jeopardy. And like, you know, looking back, it's like, you know, yay, Finn learned a lesson or something, but it's also, why did Finn have to learn a lesson? Kurt, it's like Kurt was very much in the wrong there too. But you know, Kurt didn't really get any, like, that's one of the main issues about Glee, that people, either people don't get their, either karma doesn't bite them in the ass, or it does in a way that people aren't satisfied enough. And obviously, you know, let's go to season 2. Kurt, I guess you could say Kurt does get does get karma, but in a very, but it's to the point where it's kind of like, I don't think he deserved that much of shit that he got in season 2, if that makes sense. Like, you know, to me, it's like, I want the characters to have the right amount of karma and the right amount of punishment before it gets a little bit too far, and then you're looking at him like, what happened here? What's going on? But let me think, other than that, anything else about season 1? For my favorite episode, I want to say it's probably Home. See, look at that. Got those two. Home, I think, is my favorite episode in season 1. They do a lot of songs with the word home in it. And whenever they do, it's always a slam dunk. It really is. There is not a bad song with home from Glee. Which is, you know, just, I don't know, fun fact. Why not? Season 2. Season 2 is heralded as one of the best seasons, if not the best season. I think it's okay. I don't think it's the best, but it's up there. It's definitely better than season 1. The first thing I saw about that of season 2 was there was like a leak of one of the new songs. Like it was a while before because usually I think, if I remember correctly, like the weekend before the show or right after or something like that, they would release the music so you could hear it a little bit earlier. And this was probably a few months before that, at least a month or something. And there was a leak of they were going to do Telephone on the first episode, and I was so excited because, like, at that point, Telephone was like my favorite song. I thought it was I mean, it is still good. I got so excited, and then they did it, and you know, like I heard the leak, and that's all I listened to for a while. And again, I knew you had to take, you had to take it with a grain of salt, because, you know, it's like somebody recorded it from like a radio station or something. I don't know. Remember, like, for those who don't know, and it's like Glee's, you know, just kind of like a joke, or like, you know, it's like a joke show. People don't realize that show, like, at its peak, was massive. It really, like, it revived, like, Glee clubs in school. There was it was huge back then. Oh, by the way, these things are what gives us the points. And the points is what unlocks this. So there you go. And then the thing came out. It was an okay premiere. Oh, I'm losing the plot here, people. Definitely losing space. Oh, goodness. Telephone was awful. It was bad. It was so bad. Like insultingly bad. It was just so auto-tuned. And you know, the leak I heard wasn't the full song, obviously, so you don't know. And Glee never does the full song. I think they've done it maybe like twice. They never do the full song in the show. Besides, what I know there's at the ballet, and I want to say one of the Whitney Houston songs. Maybe it might have been "I Will Always Love You," maybe, but I don't know for sure. And then I learned later, even in like the full versions where you can like download them, it's still technically not the full songs because they sometimes cut out the instrumentals if they're longer or something. So you know, just to let you know. But Telephone was just so auto-tuned, like, and I know some of those parts they had to, you know, they use auto-tune here and there, but this one was like, it was really noticeable, and not in a fun way. Cause I know people like, oh well, when Sue sang "Physical" with Olivia Newton-John, rest in peace, you know, they used it there, but I'm like, that's true, but it didn't hurt the song. The song still sounded fine. I don't know. Oddly enough, because I know season 2 is so popular, I don't have that much to say about it. I think it's okay. There's some stuff, you know, we get to meet Sam and Blaine. I know a lot of people don't like this. I didn't care for Sam when he first came on. And it's the exact opposite for Blaine. I liked Blaine. I think a lot of people agree with this, though. I liked Blaine a lot better in the beginning than where he ended up. And Sam just seemed like generic cool blonde guy at first. I think I can. Do I have any? Doesn't look. I'm gonna have to open up another one. Oh joy. Actually, I'm gonna move you here. There we go. And I'm gonna move you here. I forgot. I don't need to worry about that part. Oh, I didn't know. See, look at that. Look at that. Okay. Why did I move you? So, I think best. Oh, I have it. Okay, so season 1. Like I think my favorite song is, "Home," sung by Kristen Chenoweth. It's just it's so good. Least favorite song, "On My Own." I mean, like, it's just, I feel like because it was the first episode, so I have to give it a little slack. But no, it's not good. I think also technically it's like the first song you hear somebody sing. It's kind of weird. Anyway, for season 2, my favorite song, and I guess my favorite episode is "Blame It on the Alcohol." Both things. Like, please listen to "Blame It on the Alcohol." It is such a good song. I don't understand why it's not more popular. They just killed it. Least favorite song. Ooh, what is my least favorite song? Oh my goodness. I guess honorable mentions would be the Super Bowl episode when I did Thriller and Hezro Roll. That was good. That was really good. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. Oh, um, I guess. Oh, it's weird. It's really weird. The same episode. It's the same episode, but I guess one Scotch, one bourbon, one beer would be my least favorite. I know there's probably another one. Um, I'm trying to look, but I just. Maybe Fat No. Oh, Take Me or Leave Me. I didn't like that much. And oh, wait. I think I got it. I'm gonna change a little bit. Um, Jar of Hearts wasn't a good song. And I have to give a special shout out to My Man, which I think is because Rachel does a lot of. I mean, she's the main character. You can't. If you want to try to deny that, you're kind of stupid. She is the main character, like it or not. But her rendition of My Man, it really cements the fact that why she's the main character and why she's like the star. And you can argue the fact that she's not a good, like, that doesn't matter really. It's just listen to that and just like watch the scene, and it's like, oh, I get it now. I get why you're that character and why like Leah Michelle was Fanny. And, just that's all I gotta say about that. Ugh. God, there's so much here. I think I'm gonna move you up here. Oh, I can. Oh, wait, I can actually move you guys. For season 3, I think season 3 to me is, honestly goes for me season 3, season 2, and season 1 right now. I guess my favorite episode, I put an S with that because when it first aired, they kind of aired it as 2 episodes, or like it was like back to back. Then it's like there was like a special thing going on or something. Props and Nationals. It's so good. It's such a fun concept, and it's like the first time you see like Sue and Emma and like all the teachers that have been like impacted the New Directions, like I guess Glee career up until then, like really coming together, and like just everybody going like, hey, we need to win this year. It's time. Ew, my goodness, where is everything happening? I didn't really have any controversial opinions about season 2. Season 3, I do. And it is the very, very infamous scene where Santana gets outed. Or, I mean, technically she's not out. Technically, if you want to get very, very technical, she's not outed at that scene. She's outed because of that scene. And pretty much what happens is, if I remember correctly, I think it's Finn and Rachel. Or maybe Damien. And Finn's there. That this is all surrounds him and Santana. And Santana goes up to them, and I forget what she says exactly, but she pretty much just starts insulting Finn again. And a little backstory is like, pretty much from the start of the show up until then, Santana was just always picking and belittling Finn constantly about the way he looks, the way he dresses, anything that she can get her hands on, she went after him on. And if I remember correctly, at this point, she was in the trouble tones because, you know, Mercedes got really upset that she didn't get a part in the play. So she went off with another teacher, her name, Shelby, the teacher, and started another glee club. And Brittany and Santana and Brittany followed because, you know, Brittany just follows Santana no matter what. So there's like already this rift going on. And if I remember correctly, I think Santana was like, she went up and she was going to quote unquote apologize, but then she just started insulting Finn more and more and more. And then, you know, she walks away, and Finn's like, you know, and Finn says something to the effect of like, you know, why don't you just come out of the closet? And like kind of like you're so miserable. You're constantly bullying and putting other people down because you can't face yourself. And it's like, if you just come out of the closet and come clean to yourself and who you are, you'll feel a lot. He didn't say all this because it's Finn, and he's not the brightest person. Not really. And like, you know, you don't think anything about it. And then, is this a very, I don't know if it's the next scene or it's a little bit later. Santana gets called into Sue's office, and they show her an ad, and at the time, I think Sue's running for some kind of office, and it's this guy. I remember his name was like Salazar, like you know, from Harry Potter, and they're like, it's a bash ad, and he's like, oh, do you really want Sue to be on the council when she lets lesbian cheerleaders on the thing? And it shows like a close up of Santana and everything. I have to be very careful, side note, because I've been rewatching Dragula season 5, and there's someone named Satana, like Satan and like Santana, and I keep on wanting to say Satana so badly. I think I have already. So if I do, you know, I don't mean it, or you know, I don't mean to say it. Oh, but pretty much Santana is outed, and she kind of goes through it, and you know, immediately Finn feels horrible about it, and he tries his best to, you know, make her feel better and like try to get her out of the funk. And he, you know, like people like to forget that the show was won, you know, even like 10 years ago, or however long this part aired, it was a very different show. It was a very different world back then. And they also think, you know, people need to be automatically like, you should know what's going on. And it's like, no, some people have to learn and some people have to grow. And to me, that was Finn's storyline throughout the show, where he's like, you know, he's learning to like what this stuff is and what, you know, and trying to better himself. But to me, it's like a lot of people just like, how dare you not know that already? It's like he's like a dumb farm, not farm kid, but you know, like dumb farm kid from Ohio. You know, and back then it was still like MySpace and Facebook. Like, give him a little slack and give him a chance to learn. And like, you know, does he make slip ups? Yes, he does. But who doesn't? And I don't know. I just always feel like people put him on such a weird pedestal of accountability, when they don't with other people. Anyway, because of all that happening, and eventually it all works out. You know, Santana is able to start dating Brittany, and arguably, besides that, senior year is probably one of the best years. You know, seasons is probably one of the best years for Santana. But because of what happened, people are just, to this day, are so angry at Finn, to the point where it's like, did Finn do something personally to you in order to get this reaction? And again, I know that outing somebody is extremely wrong, but none of that would have happened if Santana just would have kept her mouth shut and just wouldn't have said anything and just wouldn't have been, you know, to be very blunt, a bitch. If she would have just not insulted him, not bullied him, and just like left him alone for the last 2+ years, there was no reason for him to call her out and be like, the only reason you're bullying me is because you can't accept who you are. And then somebody else, not Finn, somebody else told their parents, and then like that's how she got outed. Meanwhile, something people do not want to accept. Before that, there has been multiple times where Brittany, the person you know Santana ends up with, you know, Britannia, that huge ship that everybody apparently loves, she could have easily outed Santana, but because, you know, it's Brittany, we let it slide. Examples: during the Born This Way episode, they're in the hallway. This is always going to be in the hallways. It's always going to be with other kids changing, like, you know, classes and stuff. So it's going to be kids there. They can, you know, she gives her one of the shirts that says like what they're most insecure about. You might have seen those shirts before. And she gives one to Santana that says Lebanese. And, you know, Santana says, is this supposed to be, say, lesbian? Because at that point, you know, it's kind of that storyline was building. And, you know, they have that little scene, and it's like, I look at it and it's like, there's people pretty much right next to them. And there's no way they didn't overhear. There's another scene. Sorry, I'm just looking to make sure there's anything else I can do real quick. There's another scene where I think it might have been season 2 or maybe, no, I think it was season 2, because I think Rachel already had her bangs. Shit, where was I? Oh, there we go. Where they're all on their phones together. It's I know it's I don't think Santana's there, but it's Mercedes, Tina, Brittany, I want to say Artie, and maybe Rachel. There's like 5 or 6 of them. And during one of the things, you know, they're talking about, I guess, sex or whatever. And Brittany goes, well, if sex was dating, me and Santana would already be dating. And, you know, they all kind of stop there because they're like, you know, it's a little bit like, wait, what's going on? But I'm just saying, it's like, if it happened in a way that, you know, it was Brittany who outed Santana, I'm like, would the fandom hold her to such high regards, or would they bash her constantly? But because it's like it's Brittany, you know, it's like, oh, she, you know, it's Brittany, she doesn't mean it, because, you know, she's like the dumb blonde character. And also, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anybody else says about it, because eventually, you know, Santana comes out fine. She forgives who she needs to forgive. You know, her and Finn, they're, you know, I don't want to say the relationship improves, but it gets better. And, you know, that's all you can ask for. So yeah, there's that. Favorite song? I guess it would have to be it's a tie between Cherish and want to be starting something. Least favorite song is probably Pinball Wizard. I don't know. My goodness, I keep on losing the mouse here. Oh man, I wish I had more room. It's gonna suck. So, season 4. Now, for those who don't know, originally what was going to happen was there was going to be the regular Glee show, which I think was going to... it might have been vice versa, I don't know. There's going to be the regular Glee show, and there's going to be one that focused on, like, I guess the graduated kids' adventures. Because, you know, we lost, like, half the cast. Because, you know, they graduated. That didn't work out. So they pretty much had to go and just... Hooray! You know, kind of like push 2 shows together. And we got a whole new bunch of, you know, what people like to call the newbies. And people did not like this season. They do not like the newbies. And I understand why. Like, to me, at the very start, I did like Marley. I think Marley has a great, probably one of the better singing voices in the show. However, it was very clear quickly they didn't know what to... They were trying a few things with her, but I guess it didn't stick with them. Like, there was this one where she kind of got self-aware. And like there's one scene where like Britney's like, I'm gonna spin and I'm gonna like, you know, I'm gonna suddenly be in a dress and we're gonna start singing, and she does it and no one else notices except for Marley, and it's kind of funny. But yeah, I definitely feel like Marley eventually they just didn't know what to do with her, which again is a shame because she is a good character, she's a good person, and it's kind of like, well, it's like almost like Glee doesn't know how to write good people. I'm not saying like good characters, but I mean, looking at Glee and everything that people do in that show, at one point or another, everybody in that show should have served some kind of jail time in some regard. Like, you know, some are definitely more than others, but it's like, you know, these people were kind of insane. And you know, Marley she kind of wasn't like that. Oh my goodness, there's so many dragons, I hate them all. They're always in the way. So out of all the new kids, I guess I never really cared for Ryder or... what's that other guy's name? Oh my goodness. Like Puck's brother or something, Jake. Never really cared for them. They were good singers. Oddly enough, one of my favorite songs from season 4 is Unchained Melody. I think they really delivered that, like, because it's those two singing it. Oh, cool! Look at that. I mean, it's one of the things where I definitely feel like, season 4 gets a lot of hate, but it's like there's so much talent there. You can't deny that. Like Kitty and like Marley singing "Hold It Out for a Hero," one of the best performances in the show. Where if you watch it and if you know who Tandy Iman Dupree is, she's a drag queen. I think she's passed. She's been gone for a little bit. There's this very, very, very famous video online where, you know, "Holding Up for a Hero" is playing, and then this guy's like, I guess he's on the stage, he's searching and stuff, and then suddenly, like from the rafters, from the ceiling, Tandy falls and she's like lands on the stage in a split, and it's one of those, like, it's one of the most legendary like drag queen videos out there. And Tamisha Iman, Tandy's drag mom, was on Drag Race season 13. And if you watch the Glee version, Holding Out for a Hero, Kitty does like a split. She doesn't jump from the rafters. I don't think they would have let her do that. But she does like the split on the exact same beat, and it's like just a really good. And like you knew that she knew that reference. It's just an amazing little nod to it. What is that song? Locked Out of Heaven is super good. Just a lot of that stuff. Now, for things I don't like is, Chasing Pavements. Another great song. One of the things I don't particularly care for and how they handled it, and thinking about it, is kind of a repeat of season 1, and this is something that a lot of people did not care for about Glee season 4, is the fact that all the characters just seemed like remakes, or I guess like hybrids. Like Kitty seemed like a very like Quinn and like Santana character, and then you know what I mean, and then Unique, who I have like this weird love-hate relationship with her. Unique was definitely like Mercedes and Kurt mixed together, which I mean, like, some of that stuff works, some of it didn't. Well, I mean, it happens. Put that stuff right there. Oh, cool! Look at that. See, finding more shit. But there was a near the end of the season, there was a plot where Ryder was talking to some girl, and it ended up with him being catfished by Unique, and Ryder getting just really pissed off. And I might be remembering this very wrong, but it always felt like to me that people were kind of like upset that Ryder got so like angry at Unique, when it's like, no, like, she's been lying to him for forever. And it's like, Unique deserved to get yelled at and deserved all that stuff to happen. I'm like, nothing bad happened, but and then it ended weirdly because like Ryder was like, oh, I'm quitting Glee Club, I'm not gonna, and then like the next season he's still there. Which I do need to talk about the timeline a little bit, because it doesn't make sense for those who don't get it, or that's a bad way to put that. But so the first 3 seasons of Glee all take place in a school year, and then like they have summer and we have summer and stuff. The 4th season of Glee, they get to, I think, regionals, and then they stop. Season 5 picks up where season 4 left off, so they're still in the same school year. And then that goes up until like half of the season, and we'll get to that in a bit. But so obviously, in between season 4 and 5, Corey Monteith, the guy who played Finn, sadly passed away. And if I remember correctly, I think that delayed the start of the season by a little bit. But it came on. The first 2 episodes are pretty good. They did Beatles, which all those songs are. Besides, I want to say maybe Get Back, maybe, or maybe, yeah. All the songs are just amazing. It's such, it's almost a no skip thing. I think I got everything I could. Oh, wait. Where's my... There we go. And then the 3rd season is the third season. The 3rd episode of the 5th season is The Quarterback. And that is like the Finn / Corey tribute episode. Okay. So I knew it was going to be bad when you know, at the very end of the last week's episode, they always do little previews of next week, like next week on Glee. I was already like tearing up at the preview. And the only thing that saved me from just complete annihilation, from just sobbing until like I blacked out, was the scene. And this is kind of like bad, but the scenes with Puck and Shu. I don't want to say they're. It's bad for me to say their acting just seemed really phoned in and bad, because I know it wasn't. If you watch that thing, you could tell, like, you know, a lot of these things aren't really quote unquote acting. Like the whole scene with Santana singing "If I Die Young" and then just like running off screaming. She, you know, like she said before, afterwards, she actually had a breakdown. But, you know, her quick thinking, she was like, well, what would Santana do? Naya said this. What would Santana do? And she was like, that's why that happened. But, you know, most of that stuff is just like 1 or 2 takes. Because you have to remember, you know, it's not just, you know, someone got written off the show. They're actually talking about someone who actually died. And I hate to say it, because it's such an unwanted episode, just because you don't want that episode to ever need to happen. But it's such, like, you could tell, like, there's such good acting chops and like such good skills when they're dealing with that kind of grief. And then immediately the next 2 episodes are probably some of the worst in the series. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but it's just garbage. Okay, I'm saying it in a bad way, whatever. So then they get to Nationals, and the whole thing is, if they don't win Nationals, Glee is going to be disbanded. Like, point blank, period, they can't do anything about it this time. So they go there, and they sing all Finn's songs, and, you know, it's like, when they did the quarterback, the third episode, it was a lot about the older characters talking about Finn, and then like the newer characters, like I want to say like Sam, Mara, like all of them were kind of just like there. This was their episode, and you kind of got little hints of that here and there, where it's like I forget his name on the show, but it's like John Batiste or whatever is that's his, like, his real name, where he was like, you know, hey, I know you guys had like this traumatic experience about losing like your director, because which I forgot to mention, for a while at the beginning of season 4, Finn was he was like the director of the New Directions. He was their teacher for a little bit, because Will had to go to Congress or something about, I don't know what he had to do. But I think, yeah, I don't think I can do anything else here. Oh my goodness, we are being very slow about this. I apologize. But, and then they start singing the songs. They do More Than a Feeling by Boston, good song, and then they do America by Willie Nelson, I think, which, so I didn't like at first, but it definitely grew on me. And then they start singing I Still Haven't Found What You're Looking For, and then like the first punch is they cut to Bert and Carol, who are in the audience, and like Carol's like, you know, this is Finn's favorite song, and she was like, they're singing all of his favorite songs. And then it gets to Sam, and he starts singing it, and then it just cuts to, and they start showing scenes of Finn from like the previous seasons, and it's just like, oh, you assholes. And it's like, you know, it's one of those things where you don't, you know, going into the like the quarterback episode, I went in there knowing that, you know, oh, I'm going to be crying. And then like there's that kind of stuff, and then there's stuff where it's like you don't expect it, and that was a very unexpected, like, oh my god, there what like, you know, it kind of like it blindsides you, and then like you're suddenly like sobbing to a U2 song. And it's like, what is happening here? So the New Directions lose, which I get is for the storyline. However, and, you know, I will call out when they didn't deserve it. I think they deserved it. I don't think. I mean, like, I think I forget because I know I think it was Vocal Adrenaline or I forget who exactly it was who they had to go up against. I don't. Maybe it wasn't Vocal Adrenaline. They just weren't as good. I'm sorry. I mean, it was still a good thing, and maybe it was just like the emotional ties to it. I just don't feel like they were as good as the New Directions. I think they should have won. Oh, damn it. That sucks. Oh, I was way off. Okay, well, Jesus. So anyway, the Glee Club disbands. I'm very long story short here. And then they do a time jump until probably like November, because they time jump, and it's like, you know, we're just focusing on New York at this point. McKinley and Ohio is just gone. And it's Rachel, Kurt, Blaine, Sam, Artie, and Santana and Mercedes. It's like they are the main group of people. And in the first shot of it, you know, they're singing Downtown, which again, a good song. You should listen to it. And you know, Rachel's in like a winter coat, and they're all in like winter outfits, and you could tell it's winter. So, oh shit, some time has passed, and then, you know, they go up to there, and then they kind of end in like the spring, early summer, and then pretty much the next season, season 5 starts. I want to say a little. It doesn't seem like they started right at, like, you know, in September, maybe a little bit after. But for the most part, in the Glee universe, we skipped an entire school year at McKinley. And at that point, you know, Glee Club has been disbanded for a whole year. And like Sue has been principal for a while. And I just want to say, even though Sue was like the main, I guess, villain, even during, like, you know, when season 5, when like the whole thing was like, you guys need to win this, or the Glee has to be disbanded, you could tell that she wasn't enjoying it as much. You know, she wasn't enjoying, like, oh, I'm finally gonna win. You could tell that, like, she wasn't really happy about it, but she was like, my hands are tied at this point. I literally can't do anything. But anyway, so oh, look at that, hooray. Season 6 starts, and Rachel is not having the best time. She got fired from Funny Girl. Her TV show was just poo-poo garbage. She moves back home, finds out her dads are selling their home and also getting divorced. And, you know, she's kind of like, in a way, back at square one. And she's like, okay, let's, you know, like, and for some reason, I forget exactly why, but Kurt and Blaine are there too. And it's like, everybody's kind of like, really just not having a good time. So they decide to revitalize the Glee Club, and, you know, season 6 is honestly one of my favorite seasons. I think it's such a fun, just, you know, wacky season. It has Roderick, who is probably my favorite character in the show, favorite male character, because I'll get to that one in a bit. I think he definitely has the best singing voice, and I will die on that hill for any, like, male characters. And, you know, like, eventually it's like, you know, happy ending. Now, what I really want to talk about is I want to talk about one character, one Miss Kitty Wild, because Kitty is arguably, and I'm saying that as in the way it's kind of like, you know, you really can't argue against it, is one of the most like villainous characters on the show. With that being said, she is probably one of the best characters on the show, because unlike so many other people on Glee, she has a true story arc, in a way that the best way to describe it is like she is the Glee version of Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. So let's just start from the beginning, because we're introduced to her at season 4. And you know, she is like I said earlier, she was kind of like a hybrid between Quinn and Santana, but with no real redeeming quality. She was just a nasty person, to the point where she gave Marley a eating disorder. I don't know if it was out of jealousy or literally if she was just bored. Like I can't tell you that, but she was like that level of just nasty kind of person. And you know, everybody else in the Glee, I mean, nobody's that dumb when they don't see somebody being that mean and malicious. Even though, you know, obviously she hit that, so no one really knew about it. People just thought, you know, Marley had an eating disorder. But as time goes on, that was a motorcycle. Okay. As time goes on, you could start seeing her, like, the cracks starting to form in her cold exterior. Because, you know, like, everyone in the Glee Club was ultimately, yeah, they were still getting annoyed and stuff at her, but they were still being very nice and, like, you know, showing her friendship and stuff. And I think the first real sign that she saw that, and it's a bad example because it's technically not even canon, was the Christmas episode called Previously Unaired Christmas. And Kitty they were going to do like a nativity scene, and Kitty wanted to be Mother Mary, but she's like, I don't deserve it, or like, you know, because I'm just, you know, and she brought herself as like she's like a Christian and stuff, which I'm not saying is bad, but that's how she kind of, they portrayed her as. And she gets really down on herself, and so pretty much what the others do is like they have like tryouts for each character, and then like Marley, Tina, I think a few others, they try out for Mary, singing Love Child by Diana Ross and the Supremes. Again, a great music, great song. And Kitty gets like so offended by it, because that's what that was their plan. They wanted her to get angry enough where she was like, no, I'm doing this. And that it succeeded. And I think that was like the very first point where she was like, they went through all that just to, you know, see me like happy. And then we have the very fun and infamous like school shooting episode, which isn't really a school shooting, just, you know, a little spoiler alert, where she admits to Marley what she did. And again, it's kind of like with this thing with Finn and Santana. You can stay mad at Kitty all you want. The only apology, the only person she needed to say sorry to is Marley, and the only person who needs to accept or like not accept that apology was Marley. And Marley is a very mature, bigger person, and she does accept it. And then you kind of see after that the cracks really starting to, like, the Kitty just start to really just break down into this new version of herself, where it's like by the end of season 4 she's dating put you guys right here, she's dating Artie, where like beginning of season 4 Kitty would have, like, you know, because Artie's in a wheelchair, he's a wheelchair kid, she would have pushed him down the steps. Fully. Just fully. Ooh, look at that. Look at this. Bam. Oh my goodness, there's so much stuff. And then season 5 happened, and she was, you know, she was all fine and stuff, and she was good, and like, you know, she was, you know, she started her little quips and stuff, but it was never, there was never any like true malice or just hatred behind it. And you know, she had like a few slips ups here and there, but it, like, again, it was never to the extent of before. And then, you know, the whole thing with the Glee Club disbanding happens, and we don't see her for like technically half the season, technically one season in one full year in like in universe. So they go back, and Kitty is at this point the only remaining New Direction member at the school. Everyone else has either graduated or just they're gone. And I want to just point out, before, when Kitty would call somebody's names or just be nasty, you could kind of tell that it was in a place where it made her feel powerful, and she, you know, it gave her enjoyment. They went to her. It was Rachel and Kurt. And by the way, Mr. Shu's gone. I mean, he's not gone, but he's gone from the school. He's somewhere else now. Not gone from the show, I mean, sorry. And they ask her, you know, do you want to come back? And it's definitely not as bad as season 4 as beginning, but you could tell she's a lot more nasty and a lot more just vicious. And you know, like, a lot, I guess I want to quote unquote, a lot of that progress was gone. And then Rachel's trying to do something, and she kind of like, she doesn't confront Kitty, but she kind of like talks to her, and like Kitty's like, do you know like how it is? Like, you know, could we find out later that Sue pretty much ran everybody out of the school who was a part of the Glee Club, and the only reason she kept Kitty was because Kitty was like on the Cheerios. And like, he was like, no one called me, no one contacted me. It was like everybody ghosted me, and like pretty much for a year she was alone. And she had like no friends, and like, you know, she was just abandoned by everybody. And it's like, at that point, you know, to me, like, looking back, I'm like, I already realized that, okay, so that was Kitty's biggest fear, was being alone. And that's why before, you know, most likely when she was quote unquote a bully, quote unquote she was, she surrounded by herself with people who wanted her to like them, or however you want to say that, or they feared her. And then, but obviously that's not true friendship. And then like the Glee Club showed her true friendship, and she finally felt comfortable with people, and all that was ripped out from her. And like, and I'm very paraphrasing because we don't know exactly what else happened, but for an entire year she was just like, I want to say, you know, karma like bit her in the ass, where she had no one, she had no friends, she was just alone, except for the times when, because I think she's the captain of the Cheerios at that point, especially during practice, and that they're not like real friends. But then, you know, Rachel, in her weird Rachel ways, somehow gets through to Kitty, and Kitty goes back to the Glee Club, and now we have like a whole new cast. And I honestly, I think this cast is better than season 4's cast. Has Roderick, like I said, my favorite male cat. I love him. I love his voice. Has Jane. Has I forget the twins' names. Has Myron. Myron confuses me. I don't understand. Myron's character was definitely made on an acid trip. There's no way it wasn't. But then, like, once the Glee Club kind of gets formed and everything, I think, like, it's like the final evolution of Kitty, where it's like she's just super nice and, like, you know, like old Kitty, you know, like at one point the Dalton Academy, the place where Blaine came from, that their school gets burned down, and the New Directions opens their club up to all the Warblers. They're on, you know, and they all decide to wear uniforms to kind of like welcome them and make them feel more at home. And I'm like, old school Kitty from season 4 would be like, I'm not, you know, should just make a big fuss about it. And she did not do that whatsoever. And like Myron, who is just like this kid, like really annoying kid, you know, they kind of had like a little crush on her. And like I said, like old Kitty would just be like, would probably like throw him out a window or something. And she just like, you know, she kind of like thinks it's cute. And she's like, you know, she's not mean at all anymore. And it's just like, from where she started to where she ended, it's night and day. And then you have like the very end of the series where it's like 5 years later, or like I forget the exact time frame, but I think it's like 1919. It's like 2019 in the show, and everybody's in New York. All like the OGs are in New York to watch Rachel win a Tony, and it's like, what is it? Like Ari and Tina, and like, you know, like kind of like the OG cast. And the only people there, I watched it recently just to make sure, the only people there from like any of the new cast is Roderick and Kitty. So it's like clear to me that Kitty has made such an impact that, you know, even like the old like OG cast, you know, they kind of accept her into their group, and they're like elite, you know, whatever you want to call it. Also, because of that one scene, it's I never ship anybody, but I ship Kitty and Roderick together. I think that really is a cute couple. And I think that's it. Season 6 probably has my like the most number of like my favorite songs in any season, because usually how it works for Glee, it's like that you can separate each season into 3 parts, and it's like the first part with finding the footing, the second part where like everything's kind of like at its peak, and the third part where it's like, I don't want to say it's everything's slowing down, but it's kind of just like they hit their stride in a way. And with the music, I have learned that usually it's like the music gets better and better as the season goes on. Like, you know, season 2 near the end, or like season 1 near the end, we had like the whole funk episode, and we had like the whole episode with when they did regionals, and they did their infamous both things. Journey Melody. Season 2, they did the whole episode about like, you know, rumors, Fleetwood Mac, and like the prom episode. Season 3, they did you know, the Saturday Night Gleaver, where they did like, you know, disco, and then the whole nationals and everything, and then, you know, it just gets, it's like that. And sixth season 6, it was kind of like they took like the part 3 of the season and just made it, and it's an all entire season, because season 6 is only like 12 episodes, and it's like, you know, pretty much every single song that they did was a banger. Now what I like, is there anything else I can do here right now? I don't think so. Is there? I don't know. Oh my goodness. Would I like them to do a reboot? No, not really. If anything, I kind of wish they had like a contract or something where, like, once a year, or once every 2 years, all the Glee people would come together, and they would also, excuse me, I just sneezed. And they would just like record an album, because I would love to hear like some of their music. Like, I would have loved to hear Quinn, Santana, and Britney sing "God Is a Woman." I think they would have killed it. Ooh, if they, I mean, I know she was being super girl and stuff, but get like Marley to sing like "Moo" from Doja Cat. That would be funny. Just like have fun like that. But yeah, I have all the Glee songs on my phone, every single one. I don't listen to them that much anymore, but it's one of the things where it's like, I still have enough space to do whatever I want on my phone, and you know, eventually I'm gonna have that urge to listen to something, and I'd rather it be there. It's not taking up any space or any like, you know, major space I have to be worried about. So I'm like, why not? Just keep it there. Oh my goodness. Move you there for a second. There is. So that's Glee. Glee. Well, I mean, we're kind of 1, 2, 3, 4. There's more than that. Okay. Now it's like I don't want to. I want to kind of keep doing this, but also I'm like, I don't know, I've been feeling very odd lately, and I think I'm like low-key getting sick. And like, not to be gross, but like on like not my like, I guess where your shoulder meets like your chest, like I guess like your collarbone area. I have like these like marks on me, and the best way to describe them is they kind of look like they're like red marks that almost look like cheetah or like jaguar like prints. And I looked it up, and like somebody was like, oh, you know, it might be in emphysema and what, Jesus Christ. And but like, it's not supposed to itch or something. It's like I don't have, it's not, it doesn't feel dry, it doesn't feel itchy or anything. It's just there, and I forget about it until like I change my shirt and I'm like looking in the mirror and I'm like, oh yeah, that's there. Or like I'm taking a shower or something. I'm like, oh right, I have that. Wonder what that is. What other stuff? What other stuff can we talk about for? Oh, did we talk about Glee for an hour and a half? That's great. Oh, content. I'm so sorry. But let's go to a cooler show. Let's talk about. Let's try to go a deeper dive into Little House on the Prairie, which I get. My goodness, I know, but like it's such a special show to me. I don't know why. I just love it. And mind you, because of just like because I you know, I'm fully transparent. I've been suffering from pretty bad depression lately. So I haven't really watched anything. I haven't really rewatched anything, and you know, Lost in the Prairie is something I really want to rewatch. And I have like the box set, but I kind of just, it's like I rather just like stream it or something, or just, you know, like press play. I don't feel like getting up and changing disc out and doing with all that. And like, again, I know that has to do with like my depression, because that's not that hard to do. Anyway, Oh God, where do I start with this thing? So I guess we'll start with the movie, because that, it starts with like a pilot movie. That's how back then. That's how I think shows kind of did it. The pilot movie's okay. It's not that good, honestly. It's not really that, like, because you're not in Warner Grove. You don't, you see the main family and Mr. Edwards, but it's just like it doesn't have that magical spark. But it's still good, and I could see why it got picked up, which I'm very happy about. And then with most like season ones, they're trying to find their footing, but there's still some very special episodes. Give me 1 second, because I need to be more. I need to be a little more diligent about this one. Okay, so we'll just go down with the episodes I like. So season 1, the first episode that I really liked was "If I Die Before I Wake," and pretty much what that is because we also have to remember this is back in 1800. I think it's a little bit after the Civil War ended, because they don't really talk about Civil War, but they always talk about it in the past tense. Any more flip flops? Yes. So "If I Die Before I Wake," basically the story was there's this lady who, like, her children just never go see her, and she's like, well, if they're not gonna see me, I'm gonna pretend I'm dead, and they're gonna come to my funeral. I'm gonna be like, aha, I knew it, that kind of stuff. And the Ingalls kind of get roped into it because they just kind of get roped into everything. And the scene happens, and it's like a really it's a really good episode. The next is a double. It's a double one. It's probably one of the more famous ones. The Lord is my shepherd, and pretty much it's Caroline and Charles get Caroline gets pregnant, and they have the baby. Obviously, there's a little bit of time skip there. And Laura gets insanely jealous of the baby. She's like, just taking all their time. I wish I didn't have. I wish he wasn't here. Like, the baby dies. He just doesn't eat, and it's nothing like no like foul play or anything. It just it's just like the baby just isn't strong enough. And Laura just, she feels extremely guilty, and she runs away, and she meets this guy on like the mountains, and it's like, you could tell like this guy's like an angel. I mean, they don't like say it outright, but just how she's like, how he treats her and stuff, you could tell like he's like the guardian angel. And like, obviously, these are like long in Charles, and I think, I don't know if Mr. Edwards is there, but they're looking for her and stuff, and it's just it's a really, like, I'm trying not to give up too much, because I'm hoping that people will watch the show and experience it, because it is a long show, it's hour episodes, but it's really good, and it's really special. Then there is, I didn't realize that like all these Plague. There's a few episodes like this, so I might be misremembering the versions. Pretty much, like, some kind of plague happens, and like the whole town is just like, and usually what happens is like, it's like Charles is out there trying to find people to bring them to like the church so they can get helped, or just finding like dead bodies. I remember there was this one. I don't know if it was Plague. It might have been another version of that, because they did it a few times. Where there's this one scene where it had to be later. It had to be later because Charles was with Jonathan. They go up to some guy, and the guy's just under a tree, and he's just holding his dead son, and the son's probably like 10 years old, and he's just like limp, and it's just like, you know, when the show needed to, because you don't think about Little House on the Prairie as like a dark show, but when it needs to, that show knew how to like really just like not pull punches, and it's like we're going there this episode, and you're gonna deal with it. So yeah, season 2. So so the first double episode, Remember Me. Woman dies. I forget her name exactly. She was like the one-off character. And her children are eventually adopted by Mr. Edwards, and it's just, you know, you see Mr. Edwards as like that, I guess like the drunk uncle in a way. I'm really running out of space here. Not really, but everything's being moved, so I have to kind of be smart about this. And, you know, like you kind of see him for the first time. You know, he was never like irresponsible, but like you really see him like step in and be like, no, I'm gonna be like the good. I'm gonna do what's right here, and like, you know, I like that. Again, you know, it's a 2-part episode, so there's a lot more to that, but I'm not going to say it because, you know, I'm trying to be a little spoiler free here. Ooh, A Matter of Faith. That's a good episode. So looking back, yeah, as a kid, you don't really realize it, but I think as her real name, Karen Grassi. I forget how you say exactly. The woman who played Caroline, the mom, great actress. They did not give her enough to do. She was only like the main character in like, I want to say like maybe 2 episodes altogether. And Matter of Faith is pretty much everybody's away. She's baking something. She's baking pies, and she's, you know, being like the pioneer house mom and stuff. She cuts her leg, and it gets really bad, like really infected, and she almost dies. And if I remember correctly, it's like she said in an interview later, somebody went through something like that, so it was very realistic of how like the cut looked and what they felt and what they went through. And, you know, she's like one of the good characters that you kind of like, you know, you like, and you're like, oh my god, is something going to happen to her? Because, you know, you have to remember, this show is based on the books. It's based on the books. They took some liberties, and as the show goes on, they take a lot more liberties. But you know, what show doesn't do that, honestly? I think that's it. I think I can finally get another one. Oh my goodness. So I will take you. Oh no, I will, I guess, move the camera. Take you. Let me actually just make a little bit better room here. Okay. Sir, you're in the way. Sir, you're in the way. Thank you. Oh. Look at that, I spoke too soon. Bam. This stuff. Move that here for now. I'm like, obviously there's other good episodes, but I'm picking the ones that I just like, they really speak to me. So I don't want to be like, oh, there's only 2 good episodes. That's not like that. Oh goodness, see, this is the problem. You think you're done, then you find more stuff, and you have to then fill out more stuff. me just do that. Alright, so is that everything? Oh, I think so, finally. Right? Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll go to season 3. First episode I see here, one of my favorite episodes, is Little Girl Lost. It's the famous episode where Carrie falls down the well, and it's just, you know, everybody in town is just like banding together to get her out, and then it's like the guy who's like, you know, he's drunk, and the guy's kind of like overseeing Carrie getting rescued. It's like just being kind of like, he's not being an asshole, but he's kind of being an asshole. And he's not listening to the guy who's like having a drink, who has a drinking problem, even though it's clear that he knows what's going on and he knows how to get her out and get, you know, save her. And it's just like there's a lot of like bitterness there, but not in like a bad way. It's you know, it's warranted bitterness, but it's like, you know, like, dude, now's not the time to, you know, hold on to that grudge when there's like a 5-year-old child's life at stake. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, so the next one, Blizzard, pretty much, I think it's like right before the holidays, and the teacher lets the kids, she was like, oh, it's snowing a little bit. I'll let I'll let you guys go out of school early, you know, just get home, have a, you know, start your vacation, your, like, you know, winter, like your Christmas early, have some fun. The kids are excited about it. Well, those little flurries turn into just a full-on, as the title says, a blizzard. And like all the parents who are kind of like at their job still, and like they're in like Walnut Grove, like the actual, like, I guess, town proper. They kind of go to the school to like get their kids, or, you know, kind of like seek shelter for a little bit, because, you know, the school's also like the church and like the shelter. And they're like, where are the kids? And she's like, I kind of let them out a little bit ago. So then obviously it's like the moms all stay there, and then like the dads go out to search for the kids, and now it's like a whiteout at this point. And they slowly bring the kids back. And, you know, the kids are like being like warmed up, and there's like fires and all that stuff, and they're, you know, the moms are going into like mom nurse mode, and it ends with like one of the dads dying, because he gets hypothermia, that he dies during it. That's pretty much it, honestly. It's a good episode though. It's good. Is there anything else? I feel like I'm missing stuff. Like, or did it? I don't think it just gave me enough. Sometimes that happens where it gives you stuff, but just not enough to do anything with. And I feel like, oh, here we go. Thank you. I hate when it happens, because then that usually means you're gonna be really just bombarded with items. So, no shoes. Have that. I don't have. Just need one more of those, but I don't have. Move you over here. Oh, goodness. Next episode is Quarantine, which, if I remember correctly, that might have been the I think plague was just sickness. I think quarantine is like everybody got sick and eventually found out there was like rats in like the grain and stuff. Oh no, okay. If I just actually hit, it would tell me. A deadly mountain fever hits the neighboring town, Ennsville, and Miss Edwards unknowingly carries it back to Walnut Grove. Okay. Oh wait, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. I probably have to see that one again. The music box is a really good episode. I think it has like the has like a girl who has a really bad stutter, and you know her and Laura become friends, and Laura has like this fascination with a music box that Nellie has. So Laura kind of steals it, and she breaks it, and Nellie blackmails her, and then like to the point where like Laura starts bullying the girl with the stutter, and it's like there's like this one like really sad episode scene, and then you ever like have like those scenes that like for some reason just get to you, and like the girl is like, you know, Laura, I thought you were my friend, but she says it in such like a devastating, just like hurt way, and I'm like, oh my god. Is that really everything I can only do? Oh. Ugh, okay. I think. Oh wait. Let me move you guys back here. Did I move you guys? I don't know. Let me just justice. And I have to rewatch these episodes because there's some episodes where they get really, really dark, and I think the Gold Country Part 1 and 2 are them, but I don't remember those episodes that much. So I'll go to 4. The first episode, Cast-Offs. It's a good episode. So pretty much what happens is Jack, the Ingalls dog, passes away, and Laura gets really upset, and she's on like a little trip with her, like, you know, Charles, and they find another dog, who's like this really just gorgeous border collie, and like, you know, he immediately takes a liking to Laura, and Laura wants nothing to do with him. She's like, I don't care about you. You're not Jack. Get away. And then, you know, during that thing, another woman named Kezia, who is played by one of the maids, the one with the voice, from Mary Poppins, and she's like kind of eccentric older woman. And a lot of people don't really like Kezia because at the start, she lives in like just this plot of land. Like she doesn't have a home, but she acts like she does. So people kind of see her as like, oh, this crazy old lady. But then once they get to like know her, and they really like her, and you know, Laura was kind of the same way. Laura liked her a lot sooner than other people. And there's one scene where Laura pretty much like starts throwing rocks at like the new doll, and it's like, I get away. I don't want, you know, really just being like, you know, like, leave me alone, and the dog goes away. And Kezia kind of like, you know, calls out on it. It's like, hey, you know, the dog just wants to show you love, and like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, and it's okay to love another dog after, you know, the one that you lost is gone. And you know, kind of just being like, you know, like, what you're doing to that dog, everybody's doing to me. And Laura kind of just like, oh, and like Laura just like, you know, she like looks for the dog, and you know, like I said, normally it always turns out pretty well. And then the dog officially becomes like their dog. They name him Bandit, and like, you know, personally, I like Bandit a lot better than Jack, the original dog. So. And then you have, My Ellen. Okay, so My Ellen. That's a good show. That's a good episode too. Duh. So, Laura, her sister, I was gonna say her daughter, oh my goodness, her sister Mary, and this girl named Ellen, who was clearly a friend of theirs for a very long time and not just in one episode. Which, you know, yeah. Oh my goodness, there we go, thank you. They all go swimming. Boys try to peek. They dive under the water. Laura and Mary come out. Ellen does not come out. Later that night, they find her body. Next scene is the funeral. Laura goes to talk to Ellen's mom. Ellen's mom's kind of like, you know, this is your fault. You're the reason my baby's dead. You know, blaming Laura for it. Which, you know, I'm pretty sure Laura already feels guilty about it, but that does not help in any way, shape, or form. So later, I think a few days later, Laura goes to the mom's house again, and she's like, you know, she picks her flowers and stuff because, you know, she's trying to be like, she's the kid who's like just trying to make her feel better, and also I guess because she feels like she did something wrong there. And she goes there, and like the mom's, if I remember correct, she's like a little bit cold at first, but then she kind of like, you know, it's like she asks Laura, like, you know, if you can go down in the cellar to get me something. And in their house, the cellar is basically like a trap door. They open up from like the floor, and then you like walk down. It's just no like, you know, door, like regular door. You know what I mean? So Laura does, and she locks her in there, and she pretty much kidnaps her / takes her hostage, and then she starts like make her wear, you know, Ellen's dresses and all that stuff. And I forget how it, I mean, obviously, you know, Laura gets out, and you know, people start to look for her and stuff. I forget how I forget exactly how it happens, but you know, afterward we don't see from that. We don't see from the mom again. I think probably moved away or just, you know, died or whatever. I don't know. So it is that. Yeah. Do. Alright, so next, and I want to say is probably one of my favorite episodes in this. I know this is I have a few ones I really, really like. Whisper Country. And this is, Mary goes to like this really just small, like, I don't even want to call it a town. It's like, and there's this woman named Miss, oh, what is her name? Do you say here? No, but it's like the town leader is like this woman who's like very like, she strikes fear into people. In a way, it's like, you know, like God's gonna put a curse on you, like that kind of thing. And she just is after Mary by the moment she comes in. She's like, she calling her like, you're a Jezebel, you're no good, just being a real nasty. And like, you know, you can tell like some of the townspeople are like, you know, slowly come around to her. At first, everybody's extremely cold to her, but just like, you know, the lady has like just such like a hold on everybody. So Mary eventually leaves out of like frustration, just, you know, like, you know, I guess sadness too. And eventually she kind of like gets like her like, no, I have to go back. I have to like confront this woman because I'm not gonna like, you know, just leave there and let people think that, you know, I did anything wrong. So she goes and she kind of interrupts the like Sunday sermon, and she just calls this woman out completely. And she's like, and she finds out this woman doesn't know how to read. So I was like, you just made all that shit up, like all that stuff in the Bible. And like I said, she just calls her out on it, and I mean, it kind of ends on like a happy note, but it's also like it has this very weird feeling about it. And like I hate to say it, but it doesn't. It kind of gets worse for Mary for a little bit. It does, because the next episode, you know, Mary's having trouble, and she's always had trouble with her eyesight. And it got to the point where they took her to the doctor, and like I guess Mankato, that's like the main, like the second main place that they would go to for stuff, I guess. And he pretty much tells them that, like, you know, like she's gonna go blind. So Charles tells her, and you know, I would assume that there is some kind of, I don't think there's anything else I can do here. I would assume there's some kind of like, you know, little like, you know, it's not exactly the very next day, it's a little bit later. But there's this one scene that I think is pretty famous where everyone is downstairs and like, you know, the lower house is just like Laura and Mary's like room is upstairs. Everybody's downstairs. Do they have the baby? I forget if they have Grace yet. No, I don't think they do. No, do they? I don't know. Everybody's downstairs, you know, mom's making breakfast or whatever's happening. And then you just suddenly hear like Mary screaming. And, you know, Charles runs up there and she's like screaming like, I can't see. And then like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Now during that entire thing, because it's a two-parter, during that, if I remember correctly, there is a railroad strike happening. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to get the other one. There's a railroad strike happening, and pretty much what's going on is no one can afford to live. No, it's really bad. So Mary sulks around for a bit, and then if I remember, I think it's the Dr. Baker kind of tells Charles about there's a school in a place called Winoka, if I remember how you say the name exactly, that can teach Mary how to, you know, live being blind. And then if I remember correctly, I think Charles kind of forces Mary to go, and she does. And that's pretty much like the end of season 4 or 4, 3, 3, 4, 4. We're on season 4 already, people. Have fun. Next season, the first 2 episodes, as long as we're together, basically, the Ingalls have to move away. They go to Winoka to, you know, just be near Mary. And then also the Garveys, who, you know, Jonathan Garvey is kind of like the replacement of Mr. Edwards when he's not there. And there's kind of like this funny meme in the Little House on the Prairie fandom where it's like, if those two characters ever, because they never meet in a show, if they did, you know, the time-space continuum would like rip apart. Them and the Olsens all moved to Winoka, and it's kind of like, you know, we still have our family and our friends here, and it's nice. There, they meet Albert. Albert is a character who is either enjoyed or hated viciously. He is the first real like thing of like non-canon, because like Albert doesn't exist in real life. He never did. Are you 3? No. Okay. God, there's so many things. Excuse me. Actually. Okay, yeah. I was like, looks like a lot of level 3 there. Review. Let me move over a little bit to focus on this shit real fast. But you know, like, I don't know, Charles takes a like him, and like, you know, he Albert's homeless and stuff, and he I don't know, he's a kid character. He's like rambunctious. Like, he's not like an Oliver from Brady Bunch. He's a lot better than that. But I do understand why people don't like him as much, because it just felt like, you know, like he kind of took away from other people's like moments to shine. Which, I mean, you know, this happens. Okay, so then eventually, like, it seems a lot longer, but eventually they do go back. Like, they're only in Winoka for a few episodes, honestly, but it does feel a lot longer. Then the next one is the next good episode is another two-parter. There's a lot of good two-parters in Little House. The Blind Journey, where at this point, Mary married her teacher Adam, and they were both like kind of like running the blind school. She was like a teacher and everything. I forget the whole like plot point to it, but they have to like move the blind school. So, Charles, Mrs. Olsen, I think a few of the people go to Winoka, and they basically travel on foot from Winoka. They can't take there's no like bus or plane. They travel on foot with a bunch of like 30 blind kids, and it's a really touching thing. And like there's this one kid, I forget his name exactly, but like he's like this like little blind black kid, and Miss Olsen isn't racist, but she has a little bit of tendencies, and she doesn't, you can tell she's not really, I don't really want to, but for some reason the kid just really likes her. And by the end, there's this, they all get there, and there's this one guy who's just being a real dick, and Miss Olsen is like, who the fuck do you think you are talking to this kid like that? Like, she fully comes around and like, she's like, I like you. And like, you're a great kid. That being said, we never see anything about him again. But, there's no like mention of their friendship afterwards, but what are you going to do? It's a show, whatever. I think that's it for season 5, I guess. Yeah. Season 6, I hate to say it, but it seems like it's gonna be a little more scarce going on. But that's just how it happens. Oh goodness. It feels like I'm making good progress, but there's not. I think when I get to the end, I'm gonna start just doing three merges and just see where it takes me. I'm gonna have to like really try to clean this up and just see what happens. And I know I have these things I can still get rid of, but I don't want to yet because I don't want it to give me something I can't use or takes up too much space, Okay, so season 6. Season 6 is probably my favorite because it has my absolute favorite episodes. The first one is Darkness is My Friend. And pretty much these two guys break in and take the blind school hostage at night. And Laura's there, and they have to like kind of like, I think one of the robbers, like their friends like really hurt or something, if I remember correctly. So they have to get the doctor, and they get their dad instead. Like you need to pretend to be the doctor, but then the real doctor shows up. It's a thrill episode. Suspenseful, just fun. Then we get to the cream of the crop episodes, the legendaries. May we make them proud. So, at this point, Mary has a baby, happy stuff. The thing starts out with, there's like a picnic at the blind school. Everybody's there, everybody's having fun. Albert is down in the basement with somebody, friend, whatever, he has no name really. They stole somebody's cigar or pipe and they're trying to smoke it, and it's being like kids. Somebody comes down there, or somebody's like, hey, somebody, and they almost get caught, but they run upstairs. Then later, it's after the party, and it's Hester Sue, Mary, Alice Garvey, Jonathan Garvey, so as I mentioned a little bit earlier, wife, and Adam are just sitting at the table and just talking, and like they're like cleaning up, and Hester Sue goes to get something, if I remember correctly, and she sees smoke coming out of the basement door. She opens it, and it's just flames everywhere. So everybody kind of goes into panic. Oh yeah, Mary isn't with them at that point. She's upstairs. Everybody's panicking. So they the house just quickly, like very fastly, gets full of smoke and fire. So, oh, okay, I need to think about this. They get mostly everybody out, and then like there's this one kid who kind of gets stuck in the bathroom, and Alice kind of stays there, and she gets him out, and at one point, like Mary, like she's like, Adam gets her, she leaves, but she leaves the baby, and because like and Alice is okay. Let me backpedal a little bit. Adam and Alice go upstairs, and they start getting the kids out. Adam gets Mary, and she's like, wait, no, I have to get my baby. And Alice is like, I'll get him, don't worry, just you need to get out, because Alice and Hester Sue can see, everyone else can't at the so they get out. Alice is about to get the baby, and then she hears somebody like banging on like the bathroom door, and like I said, it's locked, or it's stuck, so she has to kind of like really break it open, and by this point there's a ton of the fire is really getting up there. So she gets it out, and she gets the boy to the staircase, and he gets out, and she goes back to get the baby. Let me just move this shit. She gets the baby, turns around, the fire's at the door, like, and she's like, oh shit. And then like everybody's outside, they're like sitting on the grass and stuff, and Mary's like obviously in a full panic, being like, Hester Sue, what's going on? Because like I said, no one else can see. And then you just hear like a window breaking, and then it pans over, and you see Alice with the baby in her hand, like trying to break the window open so she can just jump. And this might be like Mandela effect. I'm just misremembering it wrong, but I swear at one point she like tried to use the baby itself to break the window. And the baby's like wrapped, because it's not a real baby, obviously, but it's like wrapped in blankets and stuff. And she's screaming, and like Hester Sue was like, oh my god. And then it just kind of cuts to commercial, and then it goes to the next day, and the blind school is totally gone, just like gone. It's all just dust. And you see Charles like coming out of it, and he has like, it literally looks like a flat cardboard box wrapped in like blankets, and he's like, I found the baby. And then like you knew like you knew even before the commercial break started that the baby and Alice were gonna be killed. So it's not like it's not like, oh my god, they didn't survive, what a shock. Mary kind of goes into this like completely catatonic state, and they move her to the little hotel that the Olsens have. She's like living up there for a bit, but she's like she doesn't do anything. Meanwhile, Albert, who you can just guess what he's feeling, you know, and everybody's trying to like cheer them up, and like I think the first episode is about like Jonathan Garvey and their son, what is his name? What is his name? Andy. You can, you know, the first episode is kind of about them dealing with their grief because, you know, they lost their wife and the mom. Yeah, wait, no. And the second episode is all about Albert. And Albert is away on a trip with Charles for like a day or two, and he finds this music box, and in the earlier in the part one of this episode, it's like the same, like, you know, Mary would be humming this song to her baby. It is the same song that the music box, excuse me, was playing. So Albert's like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get, and maybe it'll make her feel better. So he goes. He, you know, you could tell like it's kind of like when you're going to, like, you know, you have to go to your, like, your mom's room or something, but you know she's upset, so you're kind of just extra careful and a little bit like scared. So he goes there. He starts playing the music, and you know, Mary just starts screaming, like not at him. She's just screaming like, my baby, just, and Albert loses it, and he's like screaming back at her, like saying like, I didn't mean it. Oh goodness, there we go. And you know, I forget. Somebody comes up there because I hear the screaming. I forget who it is exactly. And Albert just runs, and he runs away. And they're trying to find him. Charles and Jonathan. Yeah, Charles are trying to find him, and they eventually come up to the first kid, who was with Albert when they were smoking the pipe, and the kid kind of tells him what happened. He's like, no, we were smoking a pipe in the basement, and like, you know, obviously Charles and Jonathan kind of put two and two together. So yeah, and then if I remember correctly, I think Jonathan finds Albert first, which is one of those, like, you know, like, as a, you know, if you're a kid and like you're responsible for like two people dying, and then like the husband of, like, you know, like, and like also you have to remember, Andy's also Albert's like best friend, so it's like, you know, it's kind of like this like multiple like gut punch. But like Jonathan, like, he really takes the high road, you know, and he doesn't, like, he's not mad at Albert because it, you know, it's like, I don't want to say like all kids do it, but you have to remember, this is like back in 1800s, where it's like a very, very, very different time. And you know, Albert comes back, and it's like that. It really is. It's my favorite. It is my favorite episode in the entire series because it's such good acting. So it's so, like, you know, it's just really gripping and moving. But the only problem is with it, because of like as such a like ripple effect, that it changes a lot of the show. And that's when you really start feeling like everybody is getting older, and it's like, you know, times are changing in a way that's not, I don't want to say it's not fun, but it's just like, oh, they're not these kids anymore, and like people are gonna, because that's like, I think besides maybe like 1 or 2 episodes, we don't see Jonathan anymore, and like compared to him, Mr. Edwards, I kind of like, you know, Jonathan had his biggest flaw was like, he's the man of the house, and like, no, you know, blah blah blah, it's not equal and whatever. But I still liked him a lot better than Mr. Edwards. Like, he seemed, I don't know, I don't know. But okay, so let's see here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my, 8. Since when? Ugh, someone. Oh my goodness. I haven't even gotten one more level 5 thing yet. I'm trying to think here. Because I at least want to get one more, I guess, right? So yeah. Season 7, okay. Season 7, Laura gets married. Cool, good for her. I know they did him dirty, on the show. Her husband, it's not Almanto, it's Almanto. Just, fun. Because, like in the books and stuff, he's a really great guy, but in the show, he's a little whiny bitch, and I just don't like him. And I know for a fact a lot of people in the fandom does not like him because Laura is always this very just like, I don't say tomboy, but like she took no shit from people. And for some reason, it's like she liked this guy so much that it was like, oh, you can be an ass, that's fine. It's like Laura wouldn't put up with that. She wouldn't. Oh my god, there's so much stuff. Where? Let's see. Ooh, okay, so this season has another, I think probably the most controversial episode, Sylvia. So, Sylvia starts out, I mean, I don't know how it starts out exactly. I might be, mixing scenes up, whatever. Albert's older at this point. He's with all the kids, all the teen boys with him. So they're kind of like, they try to like sneak, like one of the girls, they sneak over to her house and stuff, and they try to like watch her get changed. Very, the stuff that wouldn't really fly today, and they get caught and they get in trouble. But like probably not as much trouble as they would have gotten in today. And this girl, her name's Sylvia, like I said, I don't remember it's the very first scene in the episode, but I know it's a very, very, very early scene. She gets attacked, and she gets, like I don't know if I can, the R word, and I think Albert, I think she finds out about it, them peeking, and Albert feels, he feels bad about it, I think, and he goes and like kind of talks to her and like, I guess apologizes or whatever. And for some reason, Sylvia already has like this kind of like stigma around her, as she's kind of like a floozy. I never understood why exactly, but her dad is like this real despicable kind of asswipe. But anyway, so Charles, Albert and Sylvia start like this friendship, and eventually they kind of start liking each other, and they start like wanting to date. But then it turns out that Sylvia's pregnant, and everybody's kind of like, Albert, what's going on here? What happened? And Albert's like, I don't know. He's kind of like freaked out about it because he's like one, everybody thinking he's the dad, and two, he's like, well, did Sylvia like, did she cheat on me? It's like, I guess all the rumors are true. And by the way, at this point, no one knows. I think maybe except for, I think the doctor and her dad, what happened, but the dad kind of blamed her about it. Maybe, no, I think that's it. And I think Albert's like, no, I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna support her, and I'm gonna try to be, I'm gonna be there for her. And like, people are like, well, you could tell people weren't happy about it, Charles and Caroline, but they're like, well, okay, if this is what you really want, we will, do our best to support you. So if I remember correctly, I think, or no, they don't. Sorry, that's a total wrong. They kind of get yelled at by like the parents, and they run away. And Albert goes to the blacksmith, so he's kind of like working there, as for extra money. And he's like, can I have like my bonus or my pay a little bit early and stuff? The blacksmith isn't there, so he takes it and he goes, to like where the hideout is. And Charles and I think the dad are like on their tail too. So Albert, I forget the exact thing, but the guy comes back to basically attack her again. Albert gets there, and then like the dad and Charles, both dads get theirs too. They shoot the guy, he's dead. And Sylvia falls from a ladder. Because I guess she's trying to escape. Obviously trying to escape. It's never really said explicitly, but from the scene afterwards and everything that's going on, it's like I said, it's not confirmed like canonly. It's not like fully said, but it's like, she dies. And obviously because of like the really touchy subject matter and all that stuff, it's a pretty controversial episode. Well, 2 episodes. How much do these? Let's see. I forget. 42. I think. No, I don't want to do 42 yet, because if I remember, I think every odd one or every even one, I forget which one, it gives you one more new thing to actually collect. But the other one doesn't. Just gives you more space. So I kind of don't want to do that right now. Oh goodness, I am running out of steam here. I think I'm gonna do one more, and then we can switch over to Sims for a little bit, and then I really was hoping I'd get something else here, like another like level 4, and like I'm getting close to stuff. Like I have like all this. So I feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm going to get a lot, but I'm just, like I said, I'm running out of stamina to do this. You're right. Or I guess we can go until I'm done talking about Low House, because we have a few more episodes, a few more seasons to go. There we go. I want some boba tea. Why did boba tea have to be so expensive? Alright, so let us... But I think... Oh, see, look at that. Okay. There we go. I mean, you can tell it's getting better, though. It's getting a little clearer over here, but then, like, the big stuff is kind of getting a little messy, but that's to be expected. And then I think, oh wait, there we go, look at that. Of course, only 4. Wonderful, thank you for that. Okay. Move you there. There is one game I also played, like it's called like Merge Town or something like that. Something they really do cool there is like see this envelope right here. If I open this up and there's more envelopes, it will immediately go in that direction. It will be like there. Where here it's kind of like this kind of end up anywhere, and where there's like free spaces, which I know that it can't be perfect, but just little things, and stuff and things. Let me move you. I really got more chocolate. I'm surprised I haven't gotten another one yet. Alright, I think that's good enough. Or that's all I can do at this moment. So, confirm. Let's do that. Oh. Alright, so... Okay, so the last 2 episodes of season 7 are the last ones, and it's where we meet James and Cassandra, who eventually are adopted by the Ingalls. And there's one scene where near the beginning, where I think, the first episode at least, where it's Charles and Albert with them. It's with James and Cassandra and their parents. And they're going down this steep hill, and it's like I guess on both sides it's a really like steep incline. And Charles like, we have to go one by one, like one at a time. So I'll go first. I'll go down there, and I'll kind of like guide you. So he does that, and he has the kids. He has James and Cassandra too. So he goes down, and all down there. And James and Cassandra's dad starts going down. The mom's in the wagon itself. And I forget how it happens exactly, but they lose control. And like the dad's like, we need to jump, and she just refuses. She's like just terrified. She can't let go of the the inside of the tent. So they go down, and and you have to remember, it's just it's a wood wagon with like just cloth on top of it. That's all it is. They go down. And the thing just rolls and rolls and rolls, and it stops, and then all you see is just a okay. All you see is just like a bloody hand, and oh, okay, they're dead. And then the like I said, the Ingalls adopt them. There's, I guess, a little more to that story, but that's pretty much it. Let me go to. Just give me one quick second. Okay, sorry about that. I'm trying to see if there's anything good enough to talk about. Oh, okay, so the next season we have Chicago, where remember back a little bit back ago I was saying how Mr. Edwards adopted those 3 kids. Well, one of them is killed in Chicago, and then him and Charles go and kind of figure out what happened, and it's a lot of covering up and conspiracies, and like I said, it's one of those really just darker episodes that's it's not dark isn't and shocking. It's more just There's some episodes where they really show like just how humans can really just be horrible people, and this is one of them. I really don't want to give too much away because it's one of those where you have to kind of experience it to yourself more than hear me talk about it while I'm on like a merge game on Twitch. Weird. I really want to get more. I really want to do more of this, but I'm just, oh my goodness. I was kind of hoping I'd be like done more of this part, but so I think I'll do one more. Then we'll keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll keep 6 for another day, and we can just finish them up. And you know, it'll be a short little thing. Do. Oh, okay. So I guess the only other things is, he was only 12. It was James's 12th birthday. Charles, I think it was Mr. Edwards was with them. Albert and James are like somewhere else. I think maybe in Sleepy Eye. Somebody's robbing a store. They don't know this. They walk into it. James gets shot. He gets like patched up, but it's like, you know, it's like they're saying, you know, he's probably not gonna make it. Charles kind of has a vision where he's like, go to this place, take your son there. And you know, it's very weird. And I can't really explain it that good, but it's like people are starting to worry about Charles, and like he has like a beard, and he says, you know, it's like, is he losing it? Is he losing it? Is he losing his touch on reality? And people are like, you know, like people are like, you know, Charles, he's gonna die. You have to accept the fact. But somehow, and Charles builds this like really big stone monument and stuff. It's like really just odd. But you know, jokes on everybody else. James survives. He makes a full recovery, and Charles like, you know, in your face. You can all go fuck yourselves. And yeah. So the next season is technically a spin-off, because he was only 12, ended Lost in the Prairie, and then this started the one season, like this is the final season of called A New Beginning, and it starts out with and let me see if I can get everything right. Mary and Adam are gone. They left the show. They left the show technically, but now they moved to New York. Charles and everybody else moved away as well. So now like there's new people named the Carters living in the little house, or the house on Plum Creek. That's what it's actually called. Laura is not a teacher because she has her babies. They now own a boarding house with her baby Rose, Almanzo, and their niece Jenny, who is played by Shannon Doherty, who I think she passed away recently, if I remember correctly. I think she passed away. And you know, it's like all this, like, a lot of big changes happens. It's definitely not the best. It's probably the worst season. It's not in any way that's bad, but you could tell like it was wrapping up and they were running out of like ideas and stuff. You know what I mean? That being said, oh my goodness, that gave me a lot there. That being said, there's only one. There's only one episode. Well, okay. it's a two-parter. You know, two-parters, always two-parters. Called Home Again. And it's basically Charles comes back to Walnut Grove just to visit or something like that. He comes back with Albert, and we find that Albert has a morphine addiction. And, you know, it's kind of like, oh, I run out of space, haven't I? Oh my goodness. Oh, somebody take some wheel. And, you know, like, basically it goes like to, like, Charles is in the, they find like an old like cabin deep in the woods, and basically he's like, he kind of forces Albert to just quit morphine completely cold turkey, and he watches him 24/7. You know, it gets bad with Albert. Like at one point he like punches like the teacher or something because like, he just, I don't know. And like I said, it has a happy ending, but it's one of those like just like ooh, like kind of like, you know, one of those episodes where it's like, ooh, Jesus. I need to really start focusing over here, because I feel like, oh, there's not much I can do, is there? Oh God, that sucks. Part of me feels like just going insane, just deleting everything. No, I'm not gonna do that. And then I guess we can just talk about the final 3 episodes, which is, they're movies. And we'll only talk about 2 of them, because the other one doesn't really matter about. It's not saying it's not good, but the other ones have a much more bigger impact on the story as a whole. The first one is Look Back to Yesterday, where we started with, you know, like Albert, and I want to say this is probably a few years after the whole morphine thing. Albert is studying to be a doctor, and I think that, if I remember correctly, that's been kind of a like a plot point with him for a while. He's been wanting to be a doctor, but he's getting sick. And like he starts getting really bad nosebleeds, and he starts to like, Albert starts getting really, really exhausted and stuff, like to the point where it's like, hey, something's wrong here. So they take him to the doctors, and they find out he has leukemia, and it's kind of like him dealing with it, and everybody else dealing with it, and it's just like, you know, Laura becoming really overprotected, because Albert's like, I want to go back to Walnut Grove, because if I'm going to die, I want to die there where like I found my family and all that stuff. So Charles goes. It's kind of a shame we don't see, you know, the others there as well. But you know, I guess, you know, you can't, because of like contracts and stuff, you know, you have to kind of put that into your mind as well, unfortunately. Is that everything? Yeah, it is. All right. Oh, please give me something good so I can get rid of some of this stuff. I am really just running out of shit here. Oh, wait a second. Wait. Oh, wait. No, that's gonna make it worse, isn't it? Okay, let's make it worse, everybody. Yeah. Oh, that really does make it worse. God damn it. I'll put you guys over here for now. And then it ends with Laura and like Albert were like, oh, we used to climb this mountain as kids or something. It was like a really big like event, and they're like, well, let's do it for the kids this year, and they do that, and it ends with this. It's like a really touching thing, and it's never said, but we don't see Albert anymore, and like you just it's kind of assumed that he does pass away, sadly. And then you get to the so technically how it goes, it's go back to yesterday where Albert gets sick, then it's the last farewell, and this is how it happens in canon of the thing, but not in last farewell, because it's technically the very, very last episode, and then Bless All the Dear Children. That's how it happens in like the canon timeline of the event. But in like watching it and stuff, it's look back to yesterday, Bless All the Dear Children, and then Last Farewell, because obviously if it has the word Last Farewell, you're gonna assume it's the very last episode. So what happens there is some rich dude buys up Walnut Grove. And they come in, and then like people quickly find out that the land that they were paying for, like the land that they thought was theirs, somebody just bought, and they don't own it anymore. Like it just I forget all the complete legal version like things of it, but it's like you know, it's not theirs anymore, and they're really pissed off. And unfortunately, the guy has like the law on his side, and like they try to fight back, but it's just, you know, like. You know, he, like I said, he has law on his side. If they try anything, he can just have, like, you know, the sheriffs or, like, you know, army people just kind of, like, shoot them. And, you know, it's kind of, like, harsh to say, but it's kind of, it's the truth. So they're having a meeting, and Laura kind of, like, she's like, you know what, I got really pissed off. And I broke some plates, and I smashed a chair, and, you know what, it made me feel good. And then they all get the ideas like, well, if he can have the town, he can have the land, but it will be damned if he's gonna have anything else. So they all pack up, and there's like this like 10-minute scene of them just going around and blowing up every single building in the town, like the mercantile, the school / church, the restaurant, like everything is like blowing up. And then it ends with them singing like Onward Christian Soldier, like the entire town just walking out. And obviously, you know, the guy gets there and he's like, what's going on? And they were like, haha, fuck you. We're gonna be petty too. And then it kind of like ends with like you know, it panning into on like the little house, because it's not technically in town proper, so they kind of just leave it. And then it ends. And I think the next, the Blood All the Children is like Laura and Amanto's, like just their daughter Rose gets kidnapped. And it's just like, I mean, it's fine, but it's also kind of like, I don't know, it felt like just a regular episode that they turned into a, you know what I mean? Like the other ones felt really special. So, and that's the little house on the prairie. I don't know if my explanations made you want to watch it. Probably not. But you know, it's good. You should give it a chance. All right, so I'm just going to clean this up as best as I can, and then we can move over to Sims for a little bit. Cause like I said, I want to at least do. I have a few ideas. Like I said, I want to build my childhood home like as it is, because you know, not to call out my parents, but there hasn't been any renovations on it since like 1995. And I want to just be like, you know, like, oh, major renovations. Let's see what I would do. Ooh, I can actually make a little bit of space here. Thank God. Bam. Move you here. So I got 1, 2. Put you right there. Put you right there. Sure. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh. Man, it really does suck when you want to kind of keep on doing something, but you know, you can't. Also, fuck, there we go. Just leave me alone, please. Like honestly, I'm kind of more disappointed I didn't get these things done because I'm pretty close to that stuff being actually finished, but I just didn't. Just wasn't in the cards, unfortunately, for right now. So I'm going to take you. I feel like there should be another heart somewhere, but I don't know. So yeah, so now I have. Oh goodness. What is? That's level 3, 4. Oh goodness. Okay, I'm not even close to getting that one done. Actually, I feel like that's probably like a whole thing too. I'm not done. I'm not close to getting a lot of stuff done. I'm gonna get rid of those 2 things at least. Because maybe it'll give me the final tree thing, and I can get rid of all the trees, and that would really help. With the space. Like I said, right now I'm just trying to. I'm gonna do. I guess I'll do 3 mergers too, just to make it a little bit easier. But I wanna at least exhaust all my 5s beforehand. Okay, so we talked about Glee, we talked about Little House on the Prairie. You know, I kind of thought that because those shows are kind of long, I thought we would have a little more. There'll be a little more there, but I guess not. I will put you here. Okay. Also, why can't I get another goddamn candle? Like, I haven't had any candles in a while. Because I want to get that, I want to get this, I want to get that. You know, help me out here, people. So it seems like... yeah, okay. I have a lot of 4s. But I don't have any 5s, unfortunately, it seems like. So I'm going to have to, like... Do I want to open up one more? Because I know that would at least get rid of some of this stuff. It should. So let me see. I don't need you. You right there. Yeah, I think, okay, I'm gonna open up one more, and then, because like I said, like, you can see, like, 4, well, that's 1, but, you know, and hopefully it will give me what I need so I can get rid of some of this stuff, and then, you know, kind of clean up a little bit here, God please, and then I'll open the last 2, those 2 things. See what I mean? It's like, I want to get this done. I want to be done with this. I want to move on. But then it's just like the allure of like, ooh, maybe one more. Like, that's what does it. So that's, which means I can move you guys. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. There we go. And then we just have to be a little more. Oh, goodness. Move you here. I'm gonna do a 3 merge for this one. It should, you know, whatever. Okay. So, I feel like this thing didn't really, yeah. Do that. I will move you here, so I know I have 3 there. And then I have you that goes right here. I will put 1, 2, 3. Damn it. I'm trying to think of something else we can talk about. long form TV. Okay, I guess we can. So, this is a show my mom really liked. I enjoyed it. There was some stuff that it was always a little bit. At times, it could get a little too, like, woman's television, if that makes sense. And it's Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Anyways, it's kind of like the more dramatic, like, rough around the edge, Little House on the Prairie show. This really didn't give me that much, did it? It just gave me more shit to deal with. Oh my god, why is this happening? But anyway. Oh wait, I was talking about the what I want to do on Sim. So I want to do the I'm just dropping the Dr. Quinn thing. It's a good show. But it's a little cheesy. But I want to do that. The renovations. I want to just build like a cool futuristic kind of looking city bedroom. Or I want to like build like I guess a shell of a mall. And I have an idea what I want it to look like, but I don't like, you know. So we'll put you. Oh no, let me actually grab you. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start doing 3 merges just so I can make some room. At least for the low stuff. So, and then whatever else I'm just gonna get rid of. So it's like, you know, this, I'll get rid of one of them. It won't. I don't think it'll hurt me in the long run. Not by much. So. Hooray! Which means I can get rid of you. Which. Okay, so put you here, put you here. Let's get rid of you. Man, it's like not giving me what I want. I wanna like. Oh man, sucks. But I mean, I am starting to make some leeway here, as you can, you know, kind of tell. It's not as bad as it used to be. Move you here. Just, you know, the hell with it. Why not? I'm pretty close to getting it done, so. No harm in doing a little bit more. So we got 2 ice creams. We got that, so we can put this here. Yeah, see, like what I mean is like this would be so much easier if we didn't have to deal with the like the fountains and all that shit. Because they take up so much space. They really do. Get rid of you guys. Just I can't do. Okay, never mind. That did not work. That did not work out at all. Oh no. Bam. Oh, finally some more chocolate. Which doesn't really help because there's not many chocolate here. But alright, yeah, I think, yeah, I definitely like, I ran out of steam for this game. But let me just try to just get the blatant stuff out of the way. Oh man. Because I know I still need to make a little room so we can actually do the last things. So do. Oh goodness. All right, I think that's all I can do at this moment in time. I really don't want to get rid of anything. But it's like, if I did, it'll help so much. It'll get rid of, just get rid of pointless shit. I'll do that. Why not? And then get rid of you. Put you right there. So where do you come from? What are you again? Oh, damn. Oh, no one do that. Alright, whatever. So yeah, I mean, we have like 4 left of those, so we made some progress here. So I'm going to, oh right, let me actually make a little room so I can actually put them here. Not you. Because, you know, I need some room to actually move them. So cha. Put you there, put you there. Put you right there, can I go right there? Alright, cool. So we will move you and am I dumb? I am dumb, ain't I? There you go, thank you. Holy shit. Alright. Put you right there. Actually, I'll put you over here. I don't want you to get near. Alright, please give me what I need. Alright, so you are a 9. So you're gonna... Okay, So if I get one of those, I can at least get rid of. I can get some of that stuff. And I'll put you over here. And survey says. Alright. So not exactly what I needed. Joy. But I can at least 9, 10. See, I'm going to. Come on. Alright, there we go. Alright, anything else I can do real fast? I won't take forever. I don't think so. Let's get rid of you. Yeah, see how it was clean up a little bit here. What are you guys? Are you 3? Of course you're fucking 3 only. God damn it. I think everything over here is just 3 mostly, isn't it? Yeah, and I need like this all needs to be like 4. So I'm not even close to being done yet. Oh, the joys of being sad. That's 4. So I have 1 4. Wow. All right. So let me just. I'll show you guys my main area. Why not? Little tour before we go over to Sims for a little bit. Hooray! I got a thing. Okay. So ignore all the yeah, let me. God, I hate. Ooh. Fight me on it. I'm not about to pass that up no matter what. I don't care. Plus, because I'm playing this on a weird like desktop emulator, like I'm on desktop, I've noticed a lot of stuff glitches. So a lot of things that say like numbers isn't exactly right. So, you know. But now I have 2 of them, and since I don't have anything else for the dragons to actually what do you want to call it? get or like harvest, all they do is harvest the apples. So I'm just constantly bombarded with apples. And it's like, but I don't want to get rid of them. I don't want to bubble them like the stuff up here, because once I do that, they're like the little like, you know, drop down stuff where it shows you, oh, you know, we can get that stuff. You can get that stuff if you want it. Doesn't show up anymore. So I'm like, I'd rather just deal with the apples than deal with all the bullshit. Because, you know, I need a lot of those trees to get the last thing. Okay, so don't need you, don't need you. Let me just do that. Oh yeah. Right there, right there. And so anyway, just ignoring that part. This is my you see how clean this is and how unclean, like that's where we came from. How unclean that is. It's just night and day. Trying to get these done. I don't know if I feel like these are impossible to get. These are all the stuff I need to bubble eventually. All these are from events, because I know you can I think you can merge them twice, so I just want to get all that stuff. These are just there. I should probably unbubble them, to be honest, just to get them over with. Wonders, other stuff. So yeah. Now, the only problem is this thing does have a very odd save thing, so I never know exactly if it saves or not. So I guess what we can do real fast was do one level. They don't take long at all, and then we'll quit. But I just want to make sure I didn't lose anything. I don't lose any progress. Ooh, that seems like a fun level. Jesus. Alright, so let me see. Destroy that. Destroy that. Alright, we're just destroying everything. Everything we love and hold dear. How fun. Jesus. What a size difference. Just destroy everything. Destroy it all. Destroy it all. Oh, damn, super deadly. I can't do anything about that. That sucks. Okay, so let me see here. Review. And then I need to remove you guys. Okay. I can't see. Thank you. Keep you like that because it'll make it easier. There we go. Okay. Oh my god. I hate when it does that. Just go there and get what I asked you to get. Alright, so hooray. Alright, So I just need. Are you super deadland? No, you're not super deadland. I don't know why it's not doing that. Wait, there we go. Let's get rid of you guys. Neat. Oh, damn it. What the fuck, dude? Alright, so let's get rid of you. I need one more of those so I can actually unlock that part. Cool. Okay. Good. All right. God, this thing is huge. Just in the way. Quite honestly. Quite. Do that. Buddy, go over there. Thank you. All right. So move you. Actually, I don't want to yet, just in case. Move you guys together. There we go. Aha. Put you right there. And open you up. Anything here? Yes. So I get you. Alright, so you. It made me lose that. Oh, no. Bam. Alright, cool. That. Alright. Don't need any of that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't want that. But alright, so that should be it. And we're gonna go. We're gonna go to The Sims next. No, usually ask me if I want to quit. Yeah, whatever. Alright. So. Sims 4. Yeah, cool. So I think I'm gonna do the house thing. I'm gonna do the first part of the house, and then, depending on how I feel, and obviously I'm not gonna do like, I'm not gonna do too much, cause I don't wanna, you know, overdo it. But we'll do, cause like I said, I was gonna be kind of redoing everything, so I'm making like the base, like what my child house looks like, and then I'll turn into, you know, if I had a bunch of money and stuff, what's gonna look like. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to fix that. Well. That's fine. Any less of me saying Journey to Batu? Hey, I'll take it. So one of my dreams is, besides like just being able to build my own like house, is I want to take like my parents' house. I want to completely gut it, not get rid of everything, but like just take everything out, get like a really large like warehouse, put it all in there, start safe, and then just from the ground up, just make this place special again. Make it nice, make it beautiful. I want people to like walk in and be like, oh wow, you know what I mean? But like with my mom's decorations, they do that. But I want like, even if the decorations were like just not, there was nothing up, there's no decorations, I still want people to come in here and be like, this is a really nice place. Which, by the way, my mom's, I finally have gotten around to, at least I got rid of all the patriotic slash, not Easter, spring decorations outside down, and it was actually autumn. It's definitely not as nice as what my mom would normally do, but it's okay. And I have basically all this stuff in like the family room on the mantle and like just around that area, so like everything's kind of collected. My main issue is I don't know where anything goes. It is so much, you know, stuff to go. There's so many boxes and stuff. I'm kind of just like, oh god, what do I do here? All right. Not sure why it's taking so long. I mean, usually does the very first load, it always does. So I had to just kind of bin and grare it. Yeah. I'm not gonna change that. Grin and bear it. Bin and grare it. However, how long this does take might factor in, like, if I really want to do this anymore. Aha, there we go. I don't understand why it always has to tell me, like, hey, you're running this. Like, I know what I have on there. Like, I don't care. There's a baby right there. It's like, I know what I have. You don't have to remind me. Alright, so we're gonna... Not kind of a big plot of land. I'm gonna use you. It's gonna take a little bit to load in, but whatever. Want a little bit bigger plot just so I know I have enough space. Alright, so let us delete everything and start from scratch, because I will say this is not my childhood home in any way, shape, or form. Okay. There we go. Alright. So, now obviously my childhood is kind of on a hill. You know, I have to take everything with a grain of salt too. Because, you know, half tiles and all that other joyous BS. But okay, let's see if I can do this right. So, do I want to... Let me do that. Oh man, I should have thought this through better. But I didn't. Now I'm paying the price of just trying to... 1, 2... I think that's good enough. And then... I guess... There's no... Oh man. It has to be like that. Like that. Like that. Okay, we're getting somewhere. The pieces are coming together, people. As weird as they are, they're coming together. So... like that. Guess move that right there. There we go. Oh, right. Because I forgot I was doing something before. I was listening to YouTube. So let me actually get some audio back here. A little music, a little nice music. Isn't that nice? Let's do that too. Okay, cool. All right. Then we move you. I think right. And then I'll put you right there, right? Do I want to do I don't want to do I want to do one more? I think so. I can always make it a little bit smaller if I need to, but I don't want to. Oh, Jesus. The joys of nothing fitting. Yeah, I think I'm going to make it just a tiny bit smaller. Because oddly enough, it's like they're both the same size, I think, besides like a little bit, like, you know, the part right here. This room seems like... I guess it seems fine now, but this room seems like it should be like more like this and like a few tiles longer the other way. And then bam, okay. I don't know why I did that. Oh, let me see. Let me think. So I don't... Yeah, it's not exactly there. So I want to put you... So sink, laundry, thing. Put you like that. Oh yeah, no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want when I want what I wanted. So I'm going to put you right there. That's going to really just... Okay, so this is the first floor, and it's not accurate because let me go like that. All right. So this is the entryway. This is the porch right here. There we go. So this is the porch. This is the entryway. This is supposed to be like the closet, bathroom, and then you have like countertop right here. The refrigerator goes right here, the pantry. This is the dining room right here. This is the living room, like the fancy, we don't go in there unless there's guest here room. Blah, blah, blah. This is the family room, the big, long bowling alley of a room. And then how it should be is that, I guess I can move it over one. It should be fine. Do that. So this is the laundry room, and then the garage is a 2-thing garage, but it's still like, obviously for a 2 to work in The Sims, you have to have it a lot wider, like, you know, at least like that for it to work. But there's no gap here. It's all very just flat. Is it? Is it? Oh my god, is it? No, it's not. Because right here would be... Oh my goodness. Revelations, people. Because right here would be the air conditioning, and then the fence kind of goes like that. Okay. Alright, so I'm not totally off balance here. I'm not totally cuckoo. Cause I was like, why does it look so weird? But real quick, cause I don't wanna just do. Oh, is it? Damn, it's exactly this. It's exactly the right size. I was hoping I could make it a little bit smaller. I don't feel like looking for a car, but that might actually be an okay size. And then this is the porch. Did I actually do well? I think I did. The only thing is this should definitely be maybe like have a tire, like that should have a tile. Like it should be like, you know, right there where like the shadow is. But I can't do that. So it's just gonna be a little bit less. Okay, so here's the downstairs. I'll just put furniture in real quick just so you can, you know, what goes where. Oh, of course I picked the wrong thing. Lovely. So he goes there. I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten anything in hours. Like legit. There. Actually, no, because I have to remember this is the fancy living rooms. Have to be a little more, you know, like that. And then there we go, the family room. Do. Now the fun part is if I can get it to, if I can get the upstairs how I want it, because I've noticed if I'm building real houses and if I know what they look like on the inside, I will build the upstairs first and then go downstairs, because the upstairs can really get messed up with how this looks. Where am I going? Oh, right. I'm like, what am I doing here? You have what I need? Probably not. Or maybe, I don't know. Oh, you do not. Oh, goody. Thank you for that. Oh, God. You know, I know they talked about in a laundry. That is a very large laundry room for us. Or, like I said, it probably should be like one tile less at least. I understand they're gonna be like, hey, we're not gonna do Sims 5. It's gonna build on the Sims 4 over and over again, which is great. But they really need to streamline this game better, because it's too. That's not the fence, by the way. Just letting you guys know, because getting to the point where it's like there's so much stuff. They kind of need to go back to the drawing board here. All right, so let's do the upstairs. Oh God. Okay, so. Okay. I need to think about this. So. That. Take you. Actually, I want to do one more. Okay. It's gonna really ruin the roof part of it, but nothing I can do about that, sadly. I don't think. I don't care. Alright, so here's the upstairs. And I kind of did the actual stairs perfectly there. So, and there we go. Yeah, see now it's like I'm really just not. I'm gonna have to redo. Let me just draw it out, and I can kind of go through it and what it, you know. Okay, so this is a very bad representation because nothing fits as it should right now. But I'm kind of losing steam, and I'm probably gonna get off. But let me just go off, and then we'll fix it tomorrow. But hallway, the guest room, my childhood bedroom, parents' room. There's supposed to be like a little closet right here too. Well, it's supposed to be like I'm supposed to have a closet here, I guess, and then it's supposed to be like a hall closet like here, but there's no, you know what I mean? There's no like thing. It doesn't do that. Like the hall closet is like literally like that. So I guess this part doesn't mean anything. Parents' room, their closet, bathroom, master bathroom, regular bathroom, the what we call the office, the fourth bedroom, and then that one's closet. I might try to maybe off stream I'll try to fix it up a little bit, and then tomorrow we can go into it and we can because it doesn't it's like yes and no, it's this big, but it's not this big. It's very hard to describe. So you know, yeah, and then we'll fix it up. We'll like, you know, make it brand new and make it look nice and pretty and all that shoot. But all right, I want to thank you all for joining me today. I know, I guess I want to do more of this, but I just ran out of steam really badly. You know, whatever happens. But you know, I should be on tomorrow, and like I said, we'll do this or maybe something else. Clearly, you never know with me. I never really have any plans. It's just, you know, I might, but then when I sit down, I'm like, whatever sparks in me, that's what happens. But all right, I will see you all tomorrow. I want all of you to have a good night. Okay, bye.